Hey everyone, welcome to Area 616. After the bombshell announcement that Captain Marvel would feature the Skrulls as the main villain, that immediately got everyone speculating that the famous secret invasion story of the comics, where the shape-shifting Skrulls infiltrated humanity, would be adapted to the MCU. Now, for transparency, I am aware that Mr. Sunday Movies uploaded a very similar video to this not too long ago. Link to it is in the description. In it, he focuses mostly on the core Avengers cast and some of their supporting characters, but I think it could be taken a step further, which is what I want to do today. Not just the Avengers in the movies, but also the TV shows. If the secret invasion happens, it would be very much like the Battle of New York and the fall of S.H.I.E.L.D., in that it would be pretty much impossible to ignore on the TV show's behalf. Now, I wouldn't expect Jessica Jones to have a whole episode where Malcolm is revealed to be a Skrull. That's a bit too campy for them. In fact, as far as the Netflix shows go, I just expect them to reference the secret invasion but never really tie into it. Also, I wouldn't expect any of the Defenders cast to be Skrulls just because, quite simply, they're just not important enough. If you were an alien race trying to shapeshift your way into the human race so you could overthrow it, you wouldn't take the place of Joe, a cashier at Starbucks, or say, a small-time attorney just trying to get by. No, you would be important people, world leaders, business owners, politicians, etc. But that also includes the Avengers, because let's be honest, the Defenders aren't going to stop an alien invasion on their own. They couldn't. The Avengers could, which is why the Skrulls would need to infiltrate them and detain them before their invasion begins. Now, if Captain Marvel takes place in the early 90s, that means the Skrulls would have several decades to plan and infiltrate society. So in truth, it could be just about anyone. I definitely think that Ross could be a Skrull. With the Sokovia Accords, he more or less controls the Avengers, which means he'd be a valuable asset. I also think someone in Wakanda is a Skrull, maybe Zuri, who works closely with the king, or it could even be one of the Dora Milaje. As for the core Avengers, expect smaller members to be the Skrulls, ones like Falcon, Scarlet Witch, and maybe even Black Widow. Just because if it's, say, Captain America, then depending on when he turned, that's pretty much robs all the emotional growth following that into nothing. So if any of them are Skrulls, they're fresh ones, likely just turned. But as I said at the beginning, I think this will tie into TV shows. And while I don't think a lot of the shows will tie directly into this, namely the Netflix shows Cloak and Dagger, Runaways, and New Warriors, I would, however, very much expect Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to tie into this. It would make sense. Obviously, the Skrulls would want to detain S.H.I.E.L.D. during their invasion, so maybe the Skrull there could be someone like May or Quake, or maybe even Coulson. Now, as far as rights go, it's not quite so clear. We know Fox and Marvel share the Skrulls movie rights, but I don't know about TV. It could very well be that Marvel can use Skrulls in their movies but not in their TV shows. Who knows? Now, as for the Inhumans, they did have a comic tie-in. However, in the shows, they're pretty isolated up on Attilan on the moon. Now, this secret invasion would take place years from now, so that could definitely change. But I think whether or not the Skrulls infiltrate the Inhumans would depend on how public they are. Also, Inhumans has shorter seasons, so you'd have to consider that they might just not have space in the story for that, besides maybe a special bonus episode. Infinity War is Marvel's best chance right now to unite the entirety of the MCU, but in a way it's almost harder for them to do it there. As much as we all want the Defenders to be in Infinity War, they simply aren't powerful enough to fight Thanos or really even any of his Black Order, besides maybe Luke Cage. But this would be the perfect way to unite the MCU completely. This would affect everyone to some degree. So really, it would be the perfect movie to have the Defenders and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Inhumans come in. But what do you guys think? Who do you think would be Skrulls if the secret invasion happens? Let me know all your thoughts and theories in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.